Hello, I'm Poor Cynic with Tablet Tyrant Reviews, and this is Zombie Cafe. As you can see, I'm just going to jump right into this. This is the basic main menu. Help, if you have, just tells you everything basically about the cafe business that you'll need to know. You have more games. I'm not going to click on that. That takes you to the store page. Options, you can adjust the music, the sound effects, notifications. You can restart the entire cafe, which deletes everything. And of course, like every other game out there, you can hook up with Facebook. I don't use Facebook. So, like the only person on the planet who doesn't, besides, somebody who lives out in the bush. But let's jump right into playing. And I'll show you what Zombie Cafe is all about. Alright, as you can see, here's the cafe. Those are my employees. They're currently all resting. Resting is because zombies have a limited amount of health or power. You see it's that red bar next to resting right under the name. They use up health just by walking around and by fighting, which I'll show you in a little bit. First, let's go to my little avatar, the chef, the nerdy looking chef here. Let's get him started on cooking something. Do that, you hit the stove. That takes you into the cookbook page. Also, to get to the cookbook page, you can go up to this little book menu next to your cafe. Let's whip up some dishwater soup. That looks delicious, delectable. Excuse me. A little bit more about this top menu. It sometimes first you have to assign to actually cook, otherwise nothing happens. The little bag, that's the store. You can buy, store for your restaurant, buy decorations and items, various bits of furniture. You can change the color of the walls and the floor, and then there's the in-game store. But you can also, I believe you buy more. You buy more toxin, by hitting the toxin itself, and you see, not exactly economical. Jeez, $100. Wow. I guess if you really like this game, man. Okay, stop disappearing. Next, little checklist. That just shows nothing much at the moment. Sorry. There's the map. This shows you the restaurants near you. And if you have friends, they'll show up over there. These are the cafes you attack, basically. Oh, no. I did not want to do that. While we're here, might as well show you the attack function. I'll send the cop first. He has the highest combat ability. Probably should send everybody else now. At him, lads! No mercy! That's right, panic, you schlubs. Yeah, the censored, that means my zombies won, and now they ate the individual concerned. Oh shoot, I think I'm gonna lose that fellow. Yep, I lost one. That's the first time that's ever happened. It means I can show you the hiring technique. And this is what was acquired. Just a type of food, Crunchy Crow Pizza. Didn't get any toxin, got a little bit of cash. Mostly got my butt handed to me. When zombies are defeated, they're not gone, but they'll need time to reanimate, or you can fire them, touch info, and infect someone else. Okay. Click on the fridge. That shows what you've acquired. These are both things you can't put in the recipe book, but you can just serve them. rating of the restaurant is handy to in case you don't want to have to wait forever. All right, going back up to this menu because I screwed up before. I said little book's the recipe book. It's the cafe. It's the star rating. The amount of then next to that's the amount of experience you, the head chef, have. Your total income, the total toxin, and it's returning to the main menu. Clicking on the little zombie face, not the one there's the exclamation point to it, but the one on the left side of the screen. That shows all the zombies you have. As you can see, they have a tip rating, attack speed, attack strength, the date on which they were converted, days on the staff, number of customers they've served, the number of raids they've participated in, and the amount of kills they have had. You can fire them, you can share them, you can rename them. They grow in experience and all that basic sort of stuff. Let's see here. A little box. That's just if you have something in your restaurant, like a piece of decoration, you can move it in here as temporary storage, basically. Little zombie head with the exclamation point. That's just a to do bonuses. Basically, they give you a little list of things to accomplish, and it gives you more stars. I rated two enemy cafes, and I'm 20% of the way to my next cafe bonus. Or I can bribe the reviewer to get a free star. Or free, it's 6 toxin. Excuse me again. Alright, let's take a look at our zombies. That's really loud. Hang on just a second. And we're back. I was just adjusting the sound. I was worried I was getting overpowered by the sound effects and music. They're a lot louder than I remember them being. But I could be totally wrong about that. Anyway, we'll have our beat-up zombie stay resting for the moment, but we'll send our full-up folks back into work. We do that. You press the door to open up the restaurant, and they will automatically go back in. It'll take 7 hours to revive this fellow unless we want to spend a toxin, or we could fire him. I'm partial to firing him just so I can show you the hiring process. I might do that in a second. Depends on when people come by. As you can see, these are the blue dash, the blue counter here. Those are the foods I've already prepared. They'll be automatically served. These zombies will serve them to people who come in if there's available seating. See, he's already going to it. Good man. Good man. She's going to love that soup. Slaving over a hot stove for that soup. Alright, what else can I tell you about this game? Embarrassingly, not a lot. Alright, I'll fire you. He panics and flees. And I can pick up a new employee somewhere else. Let's take a look at our current folks here. They all have different jobs and different skills. Rhonda's a telemarketer. Average amount of health. High tip rating. Oh, she's leaving. Yeah, once they leave, the zombies will automatically clear their plate. And it'll open it up for, a new customer to come by. If everywhere is full, customers won't be able to serve. They'll leave. Happy customers obviously pay more, and occasionally you'll get tips, which for these low-cost things isn't really a lot. It's like $2. We got another police officer. I can see police officers cost 1 toxin to infect. Not everybody can be infected at the same rate. There's like some cost actual money to infect, some cost toxin, some cost a lot of toxin. I believe Football player costs like 10 toxin. Cyrus is a hipster. He was into this zombie thing long before zombies were popular. He's not very good. I'm gonna hold out, see if anybody better comes by. Oh, who's this fellow? He's a teacher. He's not bad. He's sort of average across the board. What was he compared to Cyrus? About the same. Let's see if I can't hold out a little. Well, let's show off something else. I don't know if I can afford anything else. I'll pick up another table. Yeah, you just buy something by clicking on it, and then you move it by holding down and dragging, and put it right there. It costs money, gives you a little bit more XP. You need a chair, so let's plop that down. Good, now we can have more customers. And what do you want? Spend $100 on your cafe. I'm halfway there. I'm never going to finish it because I have no friends to complete, but I'm halfway there. Halfway to a goal I will never achieve. While this is going on, who's this? Teenager. Terrible tip rating, not great health, but good attack speed. Let's take a look at some of the recipes here. You can see they all have different levels. They all cost a different amount to make. They're all cost different times to make. More expensive they are, the longer it's going to take to cook. But they're all supposed to get you more earnings as well. And they give you more XP when you make them. Oh, excuse me, man. Problem is sometimes you have to be pretty close. You have to come back into the game pretty close to when they're expected to be done cooking. I mentioned this in the review because if you wait too long, the food will burn and you won't be able to sell it, and you'll lose the money and you'll lose the time unless you have toxin. So that's another way this game sort of gets you to buy the super currency. It's not something I'm fond of. 1 day to make, wow. That's the highest level thing I've discovered so far. Going to the raid cookbook. This is all the stuff I've stolen by beating up by attacking other restaurants. It's the Hobo Delight, Left Unders, Finger Sandwiches. So many puns in this game. It's one of the things I do like, being a pun aficionado myself. Puns. That's not a pun, that's just haggis. Quick stir fry. Khyber Belt kebabs. Not really a pun, just sort of a reference-y type of thing, if you know what the Khyber Belt is. And I think this is the only other one I've covered, which is string theory cheese. Again, really esoteric with the references here. These are some of the other cookbooks. As I mentioned in the review, they require specific stoves, which cost a lot of money. But I guess they have themed recipes. There's the Day of the Dead. There's the Medieval Cookbook. This one unlocks the level. You don't have to pay money for it. Pirate Cookbook unlocks level 11. Mafia Cookbook. And the Politician Cookbook with Zombie Obama. The Most American Cookbook. Another hipster coming in the door. We don't have any of that crap music you like, so get out. Unless you're paying. Yeah, another downside I've noticed, I think, is that zombies heal more slowly if you're not actively playing the game. So, like, if you turn it off, they won't have healed as much as if you kept playing, which is one of the major problems with the game. It's a game that's very needy. It requires you to play it all the time. And as I mentioned in the review, I don't like it when a game requires me to play it all the time. I don't like being bossed around by my games. I play something at my own, when I want to play it, and my own prerogative. I'm not about to be, frog marched by a piece of electronics. Man, it's probably because my star rating's so low. I'm not getting anybody good. Yeah, that's as I mentioned in the review. Please read the reviews. I'd like to think they're much better than my ramblings here. I like to think I write better than I speak, but the star rating goes down when you're not playing. Like if you go away and then you come back, you'll have lost like half or more stars. It's something I really am not a fan of. Mm-hmm. Telemarketer. You know what? I'll wait for her to pay so I get some profit, and then I'm going to zombifier. That's right. Shove that food in your gobs, peons. Well, yeah, sometimes your zombies will fall asleep on the job. To do that, you wake them up, you just tap them, and they'll get back to work. I give you a little more something to do than just stare at the screen. As you can see, his health is going down just by serving.
Yep.
I might actually infect the construction worker. It costs $250, but he has a really good attack strength. Yeah, I'll probably do that. Yeah, money just drains away really fast in this game. It's hard to make a good profit.
Okay.
Which is probably a lot like running a real restaurant. But, I don't demand total realism out of my games all the time. There has to be some sort of entertainment value. Otherwise, it's just work. And, playing is fun. Work is not so much.
Yep.
All right, let's infect this fellow. There he is, my new employee. But you can see when you newly infect someone, they have no health, so let's send them to rest. Fights with the strength of Samson and serves with all the charm of an old work boot. Ah, what a lovely fellow. But there's really nothing else I can show you about this. It's not a bad game. It's quirky. It's entertaining. I like puns. It's got plenty of those. It's got a lot to admire, but it also has a lot of problems. So, give it, if this interests you, if this looks like something you might want to invest a little bit of time in, I'd recommend giving it like a day trial or let's say 3 to 4 days. I think I mentioned that in a review. Just to see if you're okay with getting, with having such a demanding game with, I brushed the microphone again. I need to stop doing that. If you're okay with, all the negative qualities of this game, if you're okay with being perpetually short on money, and, it probably would be better if you had friends with tablets or iPhones or whatever who had this game. I don't know. But, it's not bad. It's not top of the charts. Wake up, lazy little so-and-so. It's a decent thing. I'd say it's above average. And that's mostly just due to the visual aesthetic of it. Because it does have this nice, goofy kind of charm. And I do like that. What else nothing really much else I can add. So then, that was Zombie Cafe. I hope you enjoyed this little snippet of it. I was Poor Cynic with Tyrant Reviews. Ta-ta and farewell. Stay tuned for future reviews at tablettyrant.blogspot.com. That's tablettyrant.blogspot.com. Or subscribe to this YouTube channel.